real. Running in circles, never leave me alone. Say I don't answer the messages or pick up my phone. Say we all.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Royal Vybz, coming at you with a Let's Talk moment. I feel like I gap these out so much. I'm either going live with Let's Talk or there's no Let's Talk at all. And I do miss doing my pre-recordings and just sitting here and chatting and just getting the message across to you guys. So today's subject, I really wish I could wear my glasses while this video is going, but there's such a glare. And of course, I'm coming to you as a raggedy hot mess. But yeah, today, this conversation was actually inspired by Lamara. She asked me over the weekend when I did Let's Talk Live, how do I stay so motivated? So I just want to elaborate a little bit deeper on that for you guys. Essentially, it's hard to keep momentum up or stay motivated sometimes, especially when it comes to doing, being a creator. Sometimes you just have those moments where and you just don't want to do videos. You'll still engage your audience on your social media and stuff like that, but you just really won't feel like doing videos. So for me, I have those days. Everybody has those days, those lazy moments, those times when motivation just ain't hitting, So, my best bet is just to recognize what you're doing, and what you're doing it for, whether it be, because there's days people are waking up for work and they're like, I don't feel like doing this, or waking up for school and they're like, I don't do this. And 9 times out of 10, they're calling in or skipping it or whatever the case may be. The one thing I've always taken, in great stride is not to rest on your laurels and the stuff that you are driving to get. So sometimes it's hard to, especially when you don't have people around you pep talking you, because some people actually need people to pick them up, people to root them on, people to give them that motivation, give them that energy, and they're like, all right, I got this, and that's all good and dandy. But what happens when the people are gone? What happens when your cheerleaders are on the bench? And it's all up to you to keep yourself motivated, So I always just think about, especially, since I'm a mother and I have people depending on me, not necessarily depending on me, but I feel like I can do better for people, like my family and stuff like that. So I always keep that in mind, I love working. It's just hard to find something I enjoy doing, when it comes to work. And hopefully soon I'll just completely be working for myself, which I love to do that. So motivation will always be high, because if I'm working for myself, then essentially it's all up to me to make sure I'm successful and bringing in money and keeping the grind going, So it's all about making sure, one, that you have a level head and know what you want and know what you're grinding for, so that that it's worth it, It's worth the struggle of losing sleep and getting up and still being at it. It's worth, all the blood, sweat, and tears invested in it and stuff like that. So always know what you're doing is worth your energy, because sometimes people are wasting a lot of energy into things that they don't want to be doing or they're not happy with. And that's why you're not as motivated. It's because you're not doing what you're being called to do, what you're called for, something that you enjoy. It's hard to stay motivated. It really is hard to stay motivated in that situation, especially if it's not something you like to do. But at the same time, if it's something that's going to give you one step closer to what you want to do and what's going to make you happy and what's going to sit you good in life, then you still got to try, For me, like I said, I have a lot of things revolving around me doing what I have to do every day. So since I'm a single mom, I can't let my son down. I have to get up every day, regardless of how tired I am, and make sure he gets to school and gets his education. I have to make sure that I'm go to work every day so that I can keep food on the table and keep a roof over my head and lights on for my kid. I have to keep creating my videos so that I can grow and help others and build bigger enterprises. And because I have other things in mind. I don't only want to be a creator. I want to start a business. I have a whole business in mind that I want to start. And I had to set a goal that I wanted to start it by 30. So I have less than 3 years to get that going, you know? And at the same time, what also motivates me is that I'm also showing my son how to just keep it going regardless, because I know my son is smart, you know? So he knows when I'm tired and I'm killing myself to just keep moving and then still keep a good face on and energy on to keep him happy and have fun with him and stuff like that. So like I said, I have these little things that keep me motivated in my mind, and I'm self-motivated. I'm a self-starter. I'm a self-learner. I'm self-made completely, with influence from positive people and strong people, especially my mother, who's the strongest woman I've ever known. You know, so I have to pave the way for my son. So essentially, when I'm staying motivated, I think about that too. So think about your future. If you want a family, if you want to be married, what kind of influence and kind of family you want to build. You want to build a strong family that knows how to grind together, you know, and, you know, build an enterprise together and be proud of and have something to fall on and never have to worry about anything financial or anything, you know, that would harm your happiness and success in any way. That's one of the biggest things. Also is like your goals. You know, once you set goals, you know, like I said, always set small goals to achieve bigger goals. You know, once you hit those small goals, you know, and you still start winning and winning and winning, then that motivates you alone. Like, oh my God, this is working. Let me keep doing this. Let me keep doing this. And yes, it gets exhausting. It gets exhausting and repetitive sometimes, especially depending on what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to stay motivated to do. But in the long run, you got to realize there is a silver lining and there is a purpose for why you're trying to stay motivated and, you know, stay dedicated to what you're trying to achieve. So don't let people discourage you. Don't let things discourage you. There's so many times when you're trying to stay motivated that you'll get like knocked 50 paces back, and that should actually motivate you. Like, no, you did not do all this for nothing. There's so many times I'm so used to failing that when I start winning, I don't recognize it, so I don't appreciate it as much. I just keep moving, I keep grinding, and I keep, you know, overcoming the odds. You know, whenever somebody says, oh, you're gonna be nothing, let that motivate you to prove them wrong. You know, when it comes to getting hit back, then let that failure motivate you to win. You know, people like look at this. Okay, so say you see people running marathons, right? Like, they're running marathons, that's their career, that's their life, that's their passion. They're running marathons, and finally something tragic happens and they lose a foot, they lose a leg. Some people lose both legs, and initially that hit them and brought them down, and they had their moment to sink in and grieve on their situation. But they realized that they didn't want to count themselves out, and they wanted to overcome the odds. And now they're running marathons still with the help of, you know, modern day technology. They're still doing it, you know? So let that be your biggest motivation, that people are out there that literally have been completely counted out and they're not counting themselves out, you know? So, I mean, if you understand the way that I broke this down, I know that I explain things in such a weird way, but essentially the people that know me well or understand me or actually pay attention to the stuff that I try to say really do get the message that I'm trying to get across. So always let yourself be the reason why you want to do better, the reason why you want to stay motivated, the reason why you want to keep growing and flourishing and blooming. Don't allow negativity to cloud your judgment. And remember, you only have 5 minutes to sit there and count yourself out. Always remember, there's 5 minutes to everything. There's 5 minutes to sit there and be mad. There's 5 minutes to sit there and be in your feelings. Go ahead, have it, you know? But always remember to pick yourself back up. Always remember to allow that moment to be that one step you take to get further, and stay motivated and stay grinding and reach those goals and just keep doing you and keep being better than you were yesterday, than you were 2 minutes ago, you know? So, and then over time, those little things you'll look back on and then see how far you come, and it'll motivate you even more to keep like growing, you know? So I look at it like this, like I'm really small in my network right now, and that's okay. But I know eventually one day I'm just gonna skyrocket, you know, and without even knowing it, and wake up one day and everything's gonna change. And that motivates me to even know that that's a possibility that's gonna happen. And by thinking that way, I'm manifesting that as well, to have greater things, to be better, and to stay motivated to grow and be better, you know? So, you know, I'm gonna look back on this and be like, wow, look where I came and how much I grinded hard, especially in the hardest times of my life. And I'm gonna have a whole empire because of it. And that's motivation enough to keep doing everything that I'm doing, even the things that I hate doing. So, you know how hard it is to wake up in the morning after an 8-hour shift of killing my body and still having to take care of all of my adulting? Adulting is hard. We get it. I get it. I understand. But no matter what, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own best friend. I'm my biggest supporter. I'm my biggest motivator. You should always keep that in mind when you're trying to stay motivated and keep things going and get better. So find your niche. Find what keeps you happy, what you want in life, and always look at that. That's why people have vision boards. That's why people have motivational little quotes to keep them uplifted. There were times I used to work at the Marriott and call center, and if you've ever worked in an office setting in general, let alone call center, morale goes in waves, and people feel more motivated when they have recognition or just random things. Like I said, like I used to have quotes up in my cubicle. Sometimes I'd pick jokes every time I came in, and I'd put them on people's desks before they got into work, so that they had a nice good chuckle, because you never know, they're coming into work and they may have had a bad day before they came into work, which could take away from their progress at work. So if they come in and they see a nice funny joke, and that just knocks everything out their head, and then they just go about their day at work and work just thinking about, dang, who left this here for me? Who thought about this for me? You don't, like I said, you don't need little cheerleaders. You can do that for yourself. There's little things that I do for myself to make me happy and feel motivated. Like I fucking love coffee. It may seem weird to people, but I fucking love coffee. And at this point, it's not because of a caffeine addiction or anything like that. It's a comfort thing and a motivational thing. So essentially having a cup of coffee for me is just like, all right, this can get me through another couple of hours of whatever bullshit I got to get into. Even though the caffeine is probably not doing anything to keep me wired or moving or in any way at this point, because I'm pretty sure I'm immune to this shit. But it's the little things. It is. So definitely always do the most, be the most, stay extra, and just find what makes you happy and keeps you motivated so that you can grow. Because there's nothing I love more than seeing people progress and come so far along in their journeys, any journeys, whether you're a creator, whether you're trying to start your business, whether you're just trying to build independence in life and become an adult. Because I know I got a couple of people in here that are young adults just trying to find their way in life, you know. So that's why I'm putting this out here. So I do hope you guys enjoy your day. I will be going live a little bit later on IG, so definitely follow me on Royal Vybz Network on Instagram. I'll be going live again on there a little bit later. Definitely comment down below any feedback. If you're new to the Royal Kingdom, make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on your notifications for every single time I post another video. Okay, everybody have a wonderful hump day. Bye.